about the worst PowerPoint slide of all time.
Welcome back to another episode here on Kapp Tech, the only channel brave enough to stare directly into the abyss of corporate slide design and say, yeah, we can fix that. Today's topic, the very worst PowerPoint slide ever created. A slide so chaotic, so overloaded, so cosmically confusing, that it was literally paid for with your tax dollars. You funded this masterpiece of madness. Congratulations, you're part of history. Back in 2009, General Stanley McChrystal was leading U.S. and NATO forces in Afghanistan, and he was famously shown this slide during a strategy briefing. Reporters later wrote that when the slide appeared, McChrystal stared at it and said, "When we understand this slide, we'll have won the war." It became an instant symbol of everything wrong with over-engineered military PowerPoints. A moment where the complexity of the conflict collided with the complexity of Microsoft Office and neither survived. The slide was meant to clarify the war. Instead, it clarified absolutely nothing.
That's where we are right now. I have faced many enemies, but this... exactly.
Someone, somewhere, had spent a heroic number of hours drawing arrows that led nowhere. Tell a story, not a spreadsheet. People remember narratives, not node maps. Use animation wisely. If your slide needs a PhD to explain, break it into 5 slides. Designed for comprehension, not endurance. Now let's talk about this slide. If someone made it today, we'd rebuild it with AI dashboards, interactive layers, maybe even a simulation that politely whispers, "Please stop clicking, you're making it worse." But back then, PowerPoint was the only tool in the arsenal. And this slide marched into battle with nothing but arrows, boxes, and unearned confidence. Look at it. It's less a diagram and more a crime scene. A place where good ideas went to die. A place where logic tripped over itself, fell down a flight of stairs, and landed in a pile of clip art. You can almost hear the designer saying, "Yeah, this is totally clear. Everyone will get it, no notes." And the general in the back whispering, "I have several notes." This slide didn't just confuse people, it united them. Across ranks, across departments, across entire branches of government. Everyone looked at this thing and said, "What am I even looking at?" It's the only moment in military history where total confusion counted as team building. Now, before we go any further, here's a short montage covering the highlights of this slide's creation. A journey of ambition, chaos, and one military analyst who enlisted to blow things up and definitely didn't sign up for this.
We need to show how everything connects. Everything connects to everything.
We need to show how everything connects. I can do.
Everything connects to everything.
But somewhere between show relationships and make it readable, the mission went off the rails. This isn't a diagram, it's a psychological endurance test.
Should we simplify it?
No, complexity is realism.
Should we use fewer arrows? Arrows are
Truth.
Should we use color coding?
Yes, but make sure every color represents 17 different things.
Should we label everything?
Absolutely. And make the font size 6.
By the end, the slide looked like a Jackson Pollock painting that accidentally enrolled in a systems engineering course.
Your brain tries to find patterns, then gives up. You find fear of insurgent retribution connected to strength of tribal governance and infrastructure services and economy.
You realize you're reading the plot of a geopolitical soap opera. This slide is the ultimate warning to all presenters. Just because PowerPoint can do something doesn't mean it should.
It's like giving a toddler a chainsaw, technically possible, but morally questionable. So what can we learn from this glorious disaster?
Visual PowerPoint hierarchy matters. If everything is important, nothing is.
When we understand this slide, we'll have won the meeting.
Legend has it that when this slide was first shown to General, he stared at it for a long time and said, "When we understand this slide, we'll have won the war."
And we're back. So is this the worst PowerPoint slide ever made? Maybe. But it's also a monument to human optimism. Proof that no matter how complex the world becomes, someone, somewhere, will try to explain it using boxes, arrows, and a prayer. It's messy. It's absurd. It's kind of beautiful. because in its chaos it reminds us that the world and PowerPoint are far more complicated than we pretend. So the next time you're building a deck and you think, maybe I should add one more flow chart, remember this slide. Remember the arrows. Remember the chaos, and whisper to yourself, when we understand this slide, we'll have won the meeting. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown of PowerPoint's most legendary disaster, subscribe to Kapp Tech, like the video, share it, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell your boss. Because if we can survive this slide, we can survive anything.
Please subscribe to Kapp Tech.